Welcome to Asbury's Echoes. This is Rhonda and Drew, and this is our floss tube that is mostly cross stitch, but we throw some other things in there now and then. It's been a while. We were trying to do once a week floss tubes, but especially this time of the year, it just seems like, bless you, that life just gets busy and it's hard to fit in. So I think it's been 2 weeks since our last floss tube, and I'm not really sure why we were so busy or what it was that we were doing, but we just couldn't seem to get one fit in.
Hamster.
Today, no hamster.
No.
Somebody wants a hamster, and so he keeps saying hamster. He keeps throwing hamster in any chance he gets. Today is April 3rd, right?
I think so.
April 3rd? Yes, Wednesday, April 3rd. And it's a miserable day. It's, I don't know, the wind is blowing like crazy. You might be able to hear it. Once in a while, those gusts, you can just hear it. The whole house just feels it, I think. It's cold and it's overcast and it's rainy, and yesterday it snowed, and
You should put hashtag old house.
hashtag old house. It is an old house, but it's a good day to just stay inside and film a floss tube, I guess. So what have we been up to? Not a whole lot. We've got some more baby chicks because chicken math. We needed baby chicks, so we moved the 4 original babies down to the shop because they're big enough for that. So they're down there and loving it. They've got more space. And I'm not sure how many we have up here now. We had them in 3 separate spots. Now we have them in 2, which makes things a little easier. Oh,
Go get Concord.
I think we've got 5 of those little teeny ones. They're little silkies.
This one's Intrepid. After
Intrepid.
the car.
They're little, they'll be like half the size of the regular chickens. They're banties, little silky bantams is what they are.
That's this one with the fancy face.
Oh, that's one of those? Okay. I don't know. We got too many. But we do have them all contained, and they're all together on the back porch now, except for the 4 bigger ones. So life is easier. It's not quite as hard to try and keep 3 different areas fed and watered. So we did that, and we had Easter. Who's this one?
This is Concord. He's a banty.
Concord. Drew names his chickens after cars. Right?
This is the banty.
I'm waiting for, we ordered a rooster, and of course we don't know which one's going to be a rooster, so I'm waiting. I don't name all of them. There's too many to name, but when we know which one's the rooster, I think I'm going to name him Walter. I think Walter sounds like a...
What was the other one's name?
My last rooster's name was Gilbert. I had been reading Anne of Green Gables, so that's where Gilbert came from. So anyway, what have we been up to?
Not much.
We have, what have I been up to? It seems like I haven't done much, but at the same time, okay, the non-cross stitch, I have been accumulating all these wonderful buttons. I think I showed last time, like the quilt buttons, and what else have I got? I did a pattern with the flower buttons. I've been accumulating all these buttons and no place to put them. Chicken buttons. There's some chicken buttons. I just love these chickens. And I did something that I'll show you here pretty soon with these chickens. Aren't they the sweetest thing? And sheep. I've been working on one with the sheep buttons. But I have all these buttons, and so of course I needed some place to put all my buttons. Oh, there's the flowers that I used with the beehive. There's a beehive. And I had shown a while back, around February, I think, the paper mache boxes that a friend had sent me, and I had made some Valentine. They were heart shaped, and I had covered them with heart Valentine style paper and they came out so cute. And I got to thinking I still had some of these boxes, and so I covered them. I'm a big Cinnamon Creek folk art fan, and I love her graphics, and so I covered them. Like this one I just made them look very, very prim. They're very prim. They're very, they just look old. So I printed them off, and I used, I think it's called Liquitex. It's not, I didn't use Mod Podge. I like this better. This is what she recommended using. And the finish is nice. So I glued them on with the Liquitex, and some of these, I painted this, and I had an old bottle of, I think it's like that folk art paint maybe, only it was like a antique medium type thing. So I painted, and then I put the paper on and let it all dry, and then I put that antique medium on and wiped it off, and came up with some really cute little boxes. I want to make some more. So there's that one I thought was really cute, and this one I need to redo. I like the bottom of this one, and I like the sides, but the top is a little too dark. You can't really, it actually looks better on there than what it looks for me. You can't really tell what it is. I got too heavy on the antique medium, I think, but that's okay. I can just print another one, or take another graphic that I've printed, and I'll put it on there. But they're just handy little boxes, and then you can sit them around for decoration. And there's that one, and then I did this one. I think this one's my favorite. That little girl's so sweet. And then there's the design on that one. There's so many. She has so many really neat designs. And I put paper on the bottom of that one too, which I forgot. I haven't done that with the other two. So anyway, that was my crafty thing that I did over the last couple weeks. But these are handy too, so it's nice to, I just like to have a place to put things. I'm not very organized, but if I can come up with a place to put something, then I just have to find the box. But maybe if I keep them all together, I won't have such a problem, right? Is your banana good?
Like with anything.
And then, oh, I did make these. I made some more needle minders, because you can never have too many needle minders. And just cover them with fabric. And those are fun. So that was that. I actually had a little bit of haul this week, if you want to call it haul. I don't usually have haul, but is it Darlene Dion? Is that her name? Darn, I meant to write it down. She's in Canada, and she has a Flosstube, and she designs some really sweet cross stitch patterns. And she also is a quilter, and she makes the most beautiful quilts, and she has some quilt patterns on Etsy too, I think, that she offers. But she was making, once in a while she makes project bags, and I don't normally purchase project bags. I make my own. I'm a monogamous stitcher for the most part, so I've made enough that I'll never use them all at the same time. I mean, they're never going to be filled at the same time, but it's fun to be able to pick and choose when you need one, and you can have more than one to choose from, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, she had this one. She had a couple, 3 different ones, I think, and I just loved it, and I decided to go ahead and order it. That's the back. Hers are much nicer, the way they're made than mine are. And it's just so pretty. I just love, it's the old crazy quilt look. I didn't even look to see. Okay, there's what's the inside is. Isn't that pretty? I didn't. I just told you that. I just told them that. I ordered this one. This was my haul. So now I have to come up with, or I have to make scissor fob for the scissors that I'll put in here, and a zipper fob. So that's a good excuse to get the beads and stuff out again, right?
I need to.
This one is, it's definitely prim colors, and this fabric here looks very fall. It's got the acorns and the oak leaves, but I'll use it all year round. I don't care that it's, anyway, that was that. And the other haul that I had was, I don't know if anybody watches Bonnie, the log cabin stitcher. She had taken a break from Flosstube, and I had never seen her before, and happened to see the first one that she did when she came back. And she covers these boxes, and that's where I got the idea of covering the boxes. And she was talking about these card boxes from Hobby Lobby. And I decided I have to do at least one, but our Hobby Lobby did not carry them. I know they have in the past because I remember seeing them before. And we went, Drew and I went, it's been a while back now. It's been at least a week ago, longer than that. Anyway, walked through the whole entire store, finally asked, and they had no clue what I was talking about. They said, no, we don't carry those. So I was a little skeptical to order them online because Bonnie had talked about how you have to really be careful when you pick them out because they're not always the best workmanship or craftsmanship. But these were good. I was happy. I got a couple of them, and they look good, and the clasps work. I know she talked about some of the clasps not working, but they look pretty darn good. So I will paint them. I need to find some brie wax. I used to use brie wax a lot, years ago. And I love the way it worked, the way it, I just loved it. And I couldn't find it. I thought I probably still had the container around here somewhere, but I don't know what happened to it. So I'm gonna have to pick up some brie wax before I can paint and wax these. And then I have to decide what I'm gonna put on them. She has put lots of different ones, and her last floss tube, she used my hippity hoppity pattern, and it was really cute. She put that on here, and then she took the bunny and made a little needle book with just the bunny, and she made a little pin cushion with just the flower motif. It was really cute, and it's made me want to start looking at patterns a little differently too, because looking at patterns and finding some that you can actually pull different motifs out and use to make a coordinated project, which is kind of a neat idea. I need to start looking at things that way, maybe a little more, even when I design, and see what I can come up with. We had Easter Sunday. We went to my daughter's for Easter and had a great time. And when we came home, Joe says, somebody's been in the driveway. It had rained and you could see the tracks. And somebody, I don't have a clue who it was, but somebody left these beautiful, was it them?
I'm guessing by the tire marks.
I wonder too, but nobody's claimed. I mean, I've asked, but nobody's claimed. But these beautiful tulips, look at these. Aren't they gorgeous? They're just slowly starting to open up. They're just gorgeous. And so on this really dark, overcast, cold, windy day, these remind you of spring. I just wanted to show those because they're just so pretty.
And if you want to see what our Easter was like, I have an Easter vlog out on my YouTube channel.
Oh, you do? I haven't seen that.
It's not much, it's like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's always fun to go to Abby's because we have chickens and they have goats. So they had 11 babies this year born. So we got to see all the little babies. They were outside running around and they were so cute. And Braxton, my grandson, had just gotten a little bucket bottle calf. He's gonna take to the 4-H, to the fair this summer. So Oscar was new, and we got to visit Oscar too, didn't we? He was so cute.
Where was he? I didn't see him.
He was a tiny little thing. You didn't see Oscar?
Mm-mm.
He was laying right there at the very at the first part of the.
That was a goat.
No, that was a calf. Anyway, he was really cute too, and we had a good Easter. So on to the stitching. Let's see. some of these you've probably seen. I put this one out there. This one is Primitive Cross Stitcher. I had done the word pillow Primitive Needle Worker, and I had people ask if I could do one that said Primitive Cross Stitcher. So there it is. I did Primitive Cross Stitcher, and it's done on the Nate Berkus fabric. And FYI, I didn't look today, but I'm assuming it's still on sale. It was on sale for $24.99, I think, a yard. And that's good. So if anybody's interested in ordering and trying any of this fabric, it's just got fuzzies all over it. I get it through Joann Fabrics, and some people have found it at their stores. We don't really have a local store. The closest one is in Iowa City, and we don't get there often enough. So I've always ordered it. But some people say that they do get it at their stores too. So it's Nate Berkus, and it's 54-inch upholstery fabric. And I think this one, I can never remember why I can't. I don't know, because I type it all the time and I tell people all the time. Is it Old Country Linen?
Old Country.
I'll have to put it down below in case anybody's interested. But that's almost always the linen that I use. Very rarely anymore do I use anything else. And it is an upholstery linen, so it is a little bit heavier, but it's not stiff at all. It's real flowy, and I really enjoy it. And I think it makes it look very, very prim, but I have had people say that they've tried it and they just can't see the holes. So just if you decide to order it, know that might be an issue. But it also works really good because I made like the Stitchin' Chickens by Lori Brecklin, and that's what I used, and it was great for that. You can embroider on it, and the embroidery, it's just I don't know, it's just a nice fabric. I really enjoy it. So that is Primitive Cross Stitcher on the Nate Berkus fabric. And like I said, you get a nice big piece because it's 54 inches. So if you do order it, you'll get a nice big yard of the fabric. And I stitched, and then coffee and walnut crystal dyed. I always stitch 1/2. I was trying to remember all this stuff because I never remember to tell you guys this, and I'll have people question, you know, how can I make it look like that? So what was the other thing? I think that's it. Nate Berkus fabric. I almost always coffee and walnut crystal dye after stitching. Once in a while I won't, but I generally, that's the rule for me. And 1/2. I do always stitch 1/2. Always. I don't even think about it anymore. That's just what I do. And I think it's because I think it gives it more of a primitive look. So there's that. And you could take primitive off. If you don't want it to say Primitive Cross Stitcher and you just want it to say Cross Stitcher, you could take that off and it would look great. So there's that one. I did that, and that is in the Etsy shop. And this one was not planned. I had come up with this pattern, and I was thinking a trio of a patriotic trio, and this was the first one that I designed. And then when I got to stitching it, originally I was going to make this into a pillow, and I was gonna like stitch on the pillow a little X and then have some thread going up to make it look like it was hanging, but it was gonna be a pillow. And as I was stitching it, I thought, you know, it'd look really cute with buttons down there, or buttons, I'm sorry, bells, old rusty bells. And after I got it stitched, I thought, I don't want it to be a pillow. I don't think I'd like it as a pillow. So I turned it into an ornament. And I really thought it turned out kind of cute. I've never done this before. I laced this. I've got to say, I'm not a fan of lacing. I just learned how to lace, and I will do it because things turn out nice, but I don't enjoy it. I just don't. And is it Vanna with the Twisted Stitcher? she's got a great tutorial. That's where I learned, and she's just wonderful at it. She must really enjoy it, because I know she does it for others, and she does a beautiful job, and her projects are just gorgeous. I've got hot glue, because I did use hot glue on it too. But I stitched this, or I laced this part. I did not this. This is just a piece of cardboard, and I just kind of wrapped it, and I used hot glue, and then sandwiched some twine, put some twine around it, and I tried sewing these on. Didn't work. Just didn't work, so I ended up hot gluing them. But there's that one. And again, this is done on the Nate Berkus fabric, and it has been dyed, and it's called Patriotic Banner. So if you're interested in that one, that's in my Etsy shop too. Patriotic Banner. It turned out pretty cute. You can hang it from whatever you want to hang it from. And then I did this one, and this one is called Long May She Wave. Another patriotic one. I was really thinking patriotic here in the last few couple weeks or so. So this one again, Nate Berkus fabric. Drew's dancing for me, and it was, yes, it was dyed after stitching. And this is a crow. My mom could not figure out what on earth that was, but it's a primitive crow flying away up there. And this one's called Long May She Wave. And again, that one's in the Etsy shop. Long May She Wave. And then I came up with my trio, my 4th of July trio, or my patriotic. It doesn't have to be 4th of July, because I was thinking, trying to come up with something that you could keep out all summer if you wanted. I know some people, you know, you decorate for Memorial Day, and then it's nice just to keep that stuff out, at least through the 4th of July. So this was the trio that I came up with. I should put it back in the little basket. I still have not found dough bowl or basket that I want, that I really like. But so there's the trio, and it has these, all three come together. I mean, if you order the you get all three patterns.
What's the basket?
Without the basket. No, they don't get the basket. My $3 basket from the antique store. So there's the word pillow, says Stars and Stripes. And I put this, this is one of the buttons. It's actually a button. It's not a charm. It's one of the buttons from Jean with My Stitching Piece store. So if you're interested in the buttons, you go on Facebook and look under My Stitching Piece, P-E-A-C-E store. And she offers all these beautiful, beautiful buttons. They're not all prim. She has a lot of prim, and they're really fun. I think they're really fun. So I put that button on there. And she has one that's a star. It's shaped like a star, and it's got the red and white stripes, and it's got the blue. And I think it would look even better maybe on this because it says Stars and Stripes. And so it's the star with the stripes, and I might have to see about getting a couple of those. So there's that one, and then there's this one that goes with it. A little boy and a little girl holding the flag between them. And this is Purple Paper Mountain trim. The chenille, is it chenille trim? I think so, yes. And I'm not sure what color this is, because this is one that I've had for quite a while. It was one of the first ones that I put around it. This is a smaller pillow. And then the third one is the firecrackers. I just love the firecrackers. And so there's a trio that you can put all together. And again, they are all done on Nate Berkus fabric. It's all the same. It's copy and walnut crystal dyed after I stitched, and 1/2. So if I don't remember to say 1/2, I've got lots of little fuzzies on these. I need to pay closer attention. There's some more fuzzies. I don't know what that is. Anyway, and this one, Stars and Stripes trio. So if you're interested in all in this one's called Stars and Stripes trio in my Etsy shop. then the last thing, this could be a pretty quick one.
You say.
What?
My Etsy shop.
I know, I'm not used to it either. My Etsy shop. I tried and tried and tried to design. For years I tried to design and finally just gave up because I wasn't any good at it. And for some reason, all of a sudden, it's like all these things are in my head and I just have to get them out, and I'm having fun. And I appreciate everybody who orders my patterns because it's still just, floors me that anybody wants to stitch some of these things these little things that I've come up with that have popped into my head. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much for those that order, and those that comment, and I'm just having so much fun. And so this is the last one that I did. And this one is called Harvest Joys, and it says Harvest Life's Simplest Joys. And you know, follow me at all, you know I'm a chicken person. I love chickens. I love to decorate with chickens. I love to stitch chickens. I love to
look at our house.
Embroider chickens. I love to do, you know, if it's got a chicken on it, I'm probably going to try and figure out how to do it. So this one has the buttons again. Jean's wonderful, beautiful buttons. My Stitching Piece store. And this is Purple Paper Mountain trim. And the board comes from Homestead Needleworks. She makes the most beautiful boards. They're really lightweight and they're just finished perfectly, and she has so many. She has I really like her boards, and she ships fast, and she's just a very nice person to work with. So this one is Harvest Joys, and if you do order the pattern, then you can order the buttons from Jean, straight from Jean. If you don't want the buttons, the pattern itself actually has the two chickens. They've been charted. So the pattern comes with two charted chickens, but then it tells you if you want to use the buttons to, you don't stitch the chickens, the two other chickens, but it shows you where to put the buttons. So there's that one. And this one was fun. It's a little girl with her basket of eggs. And again, it's all the same stuff. It's been coffee and walnut crystal dyed after stitched, and it's Nate Berkus fabric, and it's 1/2. So that's it. That's all I've been doing. Like I said, we've been busy. Last year, Drew made me a greenhouse, or we started a greenhouse. I had cattle panel, I had two, what do you call those?
I can put a picture in.
What do you call those, Drew? Raised beds, I guess is what you call them. And I had Joe and I had put cattle panels across so I could have like an arch. And I ran across this this lady, I think it's called the Everyday Greenhouse on Instagram, and she had taken one of those that she had and she had turned it into a greenhouse. And I showed it to Drew, and last summer he built one for me. He built the frame for it. I mean, we had the cattle panels already there, and he built the frame, and just this last week we got the plastic put on it. So I'm really excited. But that's what we've been doing. That's what we did last weekend. We finally got it covered in plastic, and I am so excited. It's going to be so much fun. I was hoping to start seeds in it, but it's a little late to be doing that, and there's no heat in it, so I'm going to have to do some research and see what I can do for next year. But I'm really excited because it's going to be fun. I think we're going to put mulch on the floor inside. Either that or paving blocks, I'm not sure, haven't decided yet. But I'm gonna put house plants in there and maybe some flowering plants. I don't know, it's gonna be fun. It really is. And we're gonna put some burlap up in there because that's supposed to help shield the flowers and plants from the sun. and have to put a little fan in there so it doesn't get too hot. But hers was so cute. She has like solar twinkly lights in there, and she has a chair and a table, and she's just made it into a little fun place to just go and sit and relax and have all these green plants and flowering plants around her. And so I think that's what I'm gonna do with it this summer. It's not very big, so it's not gonna, you know, maybe put one chair, maybe a little table, but I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and Drew did such a good job. It didn't cost anything because we have all this lumber out here from tearing down old buildings and things, and barnwood, and so we just went and scrounged, and he cut things with the saw, and
it makes for a lot more work.
it was fun. Yeah, it makes a lot more work to do it that way, but it just means more, I don't know, it's just more fun to do it that way. So anyway, that's what has kept us busy last weekend, and hopefully this weekend we're going to redo the chicken run, because the chicken run is starting to fall apart. It was done very quickly just because we had to have a chicken run. So we have big plans for that. That's our next thing, right?
And hopefully a hamster.
And hopefully a hamster. Drew really wants a hamster. And then the next project I'm hoping will be our pergola. We want to put a floor down in the pergola, and we'll have to show you that when we get that work done and get that done, because that's going to be a lot of fun. So anyway, that is, I think, all I have to share. Do you have anything?
I do.
Oh, what have you got to share?
So I think one of our Flosstubes, one of the old ones we showed, jewelry boxes. Was that the old one?
Yeah, I showed. Yeah.
She made them into sewing things, and we homeschool, so I don't have much I need for a day-to-day basis. So I turned mine into a little school box. So with everything that we need for every day, so like a stapler and eraser, glue stick, animal erasers.
Those are from
like
Easter. I don't think they could see that. You didn't really show that very well. There, yeah.
And then I can put my pens in here.
So, if we're ever on the road and homeschooling, which we have done in the past, which one of the great things about homeschool, you can grab that and you'll have everything in there you need, right?
Perfect. Pretty much.
I like that. I made one for my cross stitch, and I made one for my punch needle. I need to get back into punch needle again. I haven't done that for the last few days. What is that? Oh, a hamburger.
A hamburger eraser.
Anything else? No? We do have, I did watch some Flosstube. I find it so hard to be able to sit down and watch Flosstubes. I want to, but it just doesn't work. So I get to see like bits and pieces, and then I leave it on the computer and pause it, and then it might be a day later before I could come back and see it. And so very rarely do I get to just sit and watch a whole entire Flosstube. But I did watch, this week I watched Doreen with Privies and Prims. I always watch Doreen with Privies and Prims. Hers are fun, and she has such great ideas. The Sable Stitchers. I love the Sable Stitchers. I love the jokes that Lenny tells, and their projects are just beautiful. They cross stitch some of the prettiest things. And I love Sable stands for Stash Accumulated Beyond Life Expectancy. I have put a halt to that since I've started designing, because I just don't even look at other things out there, because I don't know when I would ever get them stitched. But that's okay, because honestly, my stash, I have accumulated stash beyond life expectancy. I could, if I tried to stitch everything that I've got, every pattern in this house, I would never get them all done. Never. It would take me 200 years. It's amazing how quickly you accumulate them. Daisy K's. I always enjoy watching Christy with Daisy K's. She has some of her own patterns too, and I have stitched them in the past. I really enjoy her patterns, and she has the most beautiful home. I just love how she decorates her home. And Bonnie with the Log Cabin Stitcher. I really enjoy Bonnie. She's just like a breath of fresh air. I love Bonnie and her Flosstube, and I'm so glad I found her, and I'm so glad that she came back because she had taken a break and I hadn't seen her before that. And I think that was it. Seems like there was somebody's I was wanting to watch and I still haven't, but I don't remember who it was. The rocking chair stitcher, I watched hers too. The last one that she did, and I enjoy hers too. It's nice to see somebody young, so enjoying cross stitch so much. It's just fun to watch her too, and hear about her little boy and their life. They're up in Canada, and that was it. And last time we did a Flosstube, we had reached 1,000 viewers. Remember? Subscribers. I'm sorry. Subscribers. I always say the wrong thing. And so I announced that we would be doing a drawing and that we would draw 3 names. And I was going to offer a free, any pattern out of my Etsy store that you want, a free pattern. And I did not know how to do any type of a random picker or whatever they call them. I was going to, and I did. I started writing down everybody's name who had used the word spring in their comments. And Doreen with Privies and Prims contacted me and she says, I'm gonna help you. And so I called, we talked on the phone, and an hour after we were talking for a good hour before it's like, oh wait, I called to find out how to do this. And so she showed me how to do it. So we did use a random picker thing that's just automatically generated, and that was nice because I was so worried I was going to miss somebody who used the word spring and not get their name written down. But anyway, we drew this morning, and the 3 names are Susan Calhoun 3597, and that's SUSAN CALHOUN 3597. I hope I say these right because I probably won't. The second one was Vicky Amdahl, VICKYAMDAL, and Janice Suam 1957. And Janice Suam, I'm probably not saying that right. It's JANICESUEM 1957. So I will have my email address down below in the description box. So just send me an email and tell me which pattern you would like and where you want me to email the PDF to, and I will get that done. And thank you everybody for commenting. Oh my goodness, we had a lot of comments. And we will do these again. This isn't the only time. I think we did it one other time, but it's fun and we'll do these again. But thank you for commenting, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing and ringing the bell. Anything else I'm supposed to say? I don't know. So. Thank you for watching. We really, really appreciate it, and we really enjoy doing this. So I think that's it. I think it's a pretty short one this time. And I don't know if we'll be back next week or if it'll be the following week. We'll just see. It depends on.
We have a hamster by then.
Hopefully we have a hamster by then. He has had hamsters in the past. It's not like we didn't allow the older 3 kids to have hamsters, so.
Or a rat.
I shouldn't say allow. No, they had plenty. They had, oh my goodness, we had a bird, we had lizard, we had turtle, we had hermit crabs, we had a potbelly pig, we had a goat.
This place has seen everything.
We had a bottle calf.
Bearded
We had, I remember having a couple sheep out there for a while that were my dad's. We always had cats, we've always had dogs. They weren't deprived, but no, they did not get a hamster. I always said no to the hamster, and then we let him have a hamster.
So I've been doing lots of research, and it's a matter of convincing Dad.
Yep, it's a matter of convincing Dad, because Mom has said she will not clean out a hamster cage again, so.
You never clean them out anymore. It's too much stress on them. You only do spot cleans every 2 months.
Okay, well we cleaned them and it was not fun because we had our hamsters in great big
Oh, my hermit crabs are
fish
now.
tank. It was a huge
75
fish
gallon
tank,
fish
75-gallon fish tank. It was
So
not
my-
fun to clean out,
My hermit crabs are in that now. So.
but it was great and they were happy. And so I don't know, maybe we'll have a hamster next time. We will see. That's between Drew and his dad.
Named Butterball or something.
Butterball?
Yeah.
I had a sheep named Butterball when I was growing up. The first sheep that I ever had, I named her Butterball. Butterball. And we had a horse named Buttermilk.
Buttermilk and butter.
Mhm.
What happened to buttermilk?
Buttermilk got old and died,
Oh,
just like
okay.
Cherokee. We had, I had Cherokee, my horse, and Aunt Beth had Buttermilk, her pony. And both of those horses, when they came to Mom and Dad's house, that was where they stayed the rest of their lives. They were very, very spoiled.
Oh, I want some goats. We have a space for them, but Dad won't let us get them.
Okay, well,
That's what I want, some goats.
that means fence and barn and yeah. Anyway, thank you so much for watching,
Yes.
and we will see you next time.